Revolutionary art robots. Will AI art be the end of the artist? Imagine your hard work and training to become a graphic designer is in jeopardy because a robot comes along and does design work faster and cheaper. Suddenly you find yourself competing with AI for freelancing gigs, or your position is cut at what you thought was a secure job. Well, that fear is spreading in the art industry right now. One of the biggest questions floating around right now is this: is AI art the end of the artist? And here's the thing, this is a very loaded question. I mean, we're talking about a real baked potato of a topic, covered in sour cream, bacon bits, misconceptions and controversy. This is one hell of a debate potato. So let's take a big bite of the controversial topic of AI and the role of artists going forward. Your opinion on the topic is probably already based on your experiences and anxieties about your role as an artist. Consistent work can be tough to land. And now you have to worry about an algorithm generating competing work. The emotions are at an all-time high here, especially as money can be on the line. So I want to look at the positives and the negatives of AI art for people like me who do make money through art and design and have spent years building skills and style. Should I be worried? Or is AI art overhyped? Before we get into this big topic, please go and check out the description below the video for links to discounted Adobe Creative Cloud plans from us. We can offer you a great deal on design software through our channel, so go and check that out before you click away to another video once you're done watching. So let's dive into this mess, shall we? Now this here is art generated by software such as Dall-E, Stable Diffusion, and Midjourney, three of the most popular AI art generators out there. AI art is art arranged by artificial intelligence, hence AI, through a set of commands by a user. The truth is, they're pretty good. Granted, AI art is not perfect, as perfection isn't a thing in art. Still, for people who don't have a trained eye, these AI creations can look like high-quality digital paintings or composite work. This art can be good enough to work for many potential clients, especially those who try to get as much from as little investment as possible, meaning that they may only need to hire much fewer artists in the future. Is it a little scary? Absolutely. So far, we're lucky that machines cannot spontaneously create images without input in the form of commands or prompts. There is still an element of human control here that blurs the line between the AI and the user regarding who is doing what. Prompts must be written out for a generator to follow and sample a large pool of work. All AI art is essentially highly meticulous compositing. AI doesn't generate new pictures as much as collage existing images to make new ones. This new image still has bits and pieces of pictures from a database. Imagery made by other humans who haven't necessarily opted into having their work referenced by AI. My gosh. So AI has a degree of human guidance in the form of prompts. And usually, whatever the AI generates is tweaked with additional prompts or other tools. It isn't just a computer at work here, my friends. There is a skill involved. It's just a different sort of skill, akin to computer science as opposed to art. AI art isn't faceless machinery coming for your art supplies and kicking you away from your laptop, but AI art still raises many ethical issues. So I guess that leads us to another question. When it comes to the topic of AI art, there are two big questions among artists right now. The first is, am I out of a job? And the second is AI art theft? I want to talk about both. The biggest question regarding AI art and an artist's role is about money.
We've got to have money.
Now, can there be a lot of money in art? Entirely possible. For many artists, though, we're lucky enough to break even. So the idea of prompt-generated AI images cutting our earnings is terrifying, mainly because many of the people who would buy AI art for use in their products, services, and articles may not recognize some of the more common signs of AI art, like extra fingers, funky faces, unclear forms, Even though these are clear issues with AI art, the art might be good enough for a paying client. Then why would they pay a premium for your work when they could just generate an image on Dall-E themselves for free? Suddenly we are competing with the robots. And that is where a lot of this anxiety lies for artists right now. It can be hard enough to compete with other artists and make a living. Now, throw in people who are not artists by a traditional definition, generating competing work at fractions of the production cost. Now, throw in the idea that AI art is improving by leaps and bounds. It's enough to make me worry. A lot of artists are worried. But let's look at the second question. Remember how I told you earlier how AI art works? It's basically a collage of different images arranged into something new. The other significant anxiety right now for artists is how AI art software sources images. Well, we've mentioned it earlier. You may be feeding an algorithm without even knowing it. Scraping is a concept where an algorithm will scan a website or database based on a prompt and then collect data. Certain scrapers are developed for artwork and scan websites such as DeviantArt and Behance to create a database of image examples that an AI can then be trained on. That means that unless you opt out, your hard work is likely being used to model an AI algorithm. No legal protection guarantees that your information can't be scraped from the internet if you are an artist. You see how that might be an issue? You could claim copyright infringement, but that becomes an issue of you providing evidence that an AI-generated painting borrowed elements directly from your work, which can be challenging. Even if AI software is trained to learn a certain style, the image created based on the style is technically new. And lawyers love technicalities, don't they? With that said, you might get lucky, as some direct imagery does show up, such as signatures. So, is AI art theft? Not if you consider it a collage, but it can feel close to it, especially if you are an artist frequently targeted for your style by AI prompts. That's right, AI can be trained to mimic a particular artist. Take, for example, Artgerm, one of the most popular digital artists out there. Now, Artgerm has a distinct style and is one of the most successful digital artists online, having worked in many industries. And because of this, their work is constantly used as a prompt for AI. Artgerm is now a prompt phrase for AI generators to create art that may not be as good as what Artgerm does, but it is close enough for someone who doesn't want to pay for it. So imagine your style, which you would typically be paid for, simulated by AI, so anyone could profit from your work and reputation. It's pretty frightening. And these are two reasons why artists worry about AI art's increasing use. The art industry can be incredibly tough and competitive, even for some of the most talented artists. As we've seen, AI art isn't making it any easier for artists to compete. It may even be upsetting to think about the time and the energy spent honing your craft, only to have someone writing a Bitcoin pitch deck generate some Shiba Inu as Neo from the Matrix AI junk for their presentation, when you can draw a perfectly fine dog in a leather trench coat. No, I'm not bitter that happened to me at all. Anyway, look, I get that you're probably scared. I'm afraid too. And if you're watching this, you are probably an artist with these anxieties. And if you're not an artist, maybe you're trying to understand the current tensions regarding AI art. The money issue we discussed earlier has already been a problem for a long time. Some people just don't care about quality, and to save a buck, they'll take shortcuts, even if those shortcuts feature 7 fingers on one hand that they can crop out or cover with a logo. There is always someone who will undercut your prices. Hey, it's the nature of competitive artwork. AI artwork is just an annoyance on the pile of numerous annoyances that artists have had to put up with, such as the devaluation of their work. AI art, to an extent, is a symptom of that. It's not unusual to see tech bros gleefully saying the end of the artist is nigh. Take, for example, people going out of their way to feed an artist's gallery into an algorithm to get them, just because the artist is concerned about their livelihood. Artists have always been under the pressure of economics. And AI art is just another pound of stress to deal with now, but one that has legislation being discussed. Heck, AI art can't even be copyrighted right now, which means that the guy who used AI to make his Shiba Inu as Neo image can't even copyright the thing. Take that. But if your signature shows up because an image collaged together by AI uses your art, hey, you might have a legal case to protect your copyright. So there are protections and evolving legal discussions. It's too early to tell how much of an impact AI may have on the arts in the long term, but it is okay to be worried in the short term. Just don't let it consume you. Instead, consider how ethical AI image generation can help you improve your art. But that, however, is a topic for another video. But what do you think? Is AI a concern, or is it just all overblown? Is this a fully loaded debate potato? Well, I hope that you enjoyed this dive into the evolving and chaotic world of AI artwork and its impact on artists. If you want more videos like this on the channel, please let us know, and also let us know what your thoughts are on AI artwork. And if you enjoyed the video in general, please like, subscribe, and of course, hit that notification bell to receive updates for when we do have a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.